Starting our week off by making some more turnovers, but at 0 and 14, I don't know how necessary it's going to be. But hey, as long as they're good. So probably about 15 years ago at the school, the Colorado Department of Transportation hung up these posters. If you booze, you lose? Not sure that's the message they wanted to convey. Well, several years ago, somebody put up a sticky note to make it only have one O, and last semester the sticky note got taken down. Well, over break, somebody completely remade the poster with the right message, and it even has the stamp of the principal on it. Nobody knows who did it, but it seems more official with the stamp. Last year, Melissa bought a jar to use as a thankfulness jar, and I bought some colorful papers to use. Well, on Monday this week, we went through the jar and read all the things that we were thankful for this year. It was a very meaningful activity, and I'm really glad we did it. So congratulations to me. It's the second week of 2025, and I've already read a book. Roger read a book? Yes, I read 4 books last year, and this year I read, well, it's not really, I struggle. It's a graphic novel. It counts as reading, right? But it's the book that the movie Here is based on. So if you saw the movie Here at all, it's that same room concept with the little squares and little things happening throughout the story. So it's really interesting to see the graphic novel and also know the movie. I don't know which one I like better. I like both of them quite a bit. The movie definitely had a lot more story to the vignettes, where the book is much more scattered in its thoughts. The book goes further into the future, like 10,000 years into the future, and just like the movie, it also goes back in time. But I like the movie that there's actually more dialogue about the concept of here. It was a fun read. I'm glad Melissa was able to grab the book from the library, so I'm glad I had it on my list. And so if you're interested in checking out a graphic novel, the book Here by Richard McGuire is a really good read. So I was surprised that the bad drivers were all over today. These are common issues, but I happened to catch them on my dash cam today. First one is actually our nearby roundabout. Here you can see that it is marked that the right lane turns right and the left lane takes the roundabout, but often people decide because we can double turn, it should be allowed. Is that true? Does a roundabout make it truer? Then there's this little ditty from After School. Again, a very common issue, specifically looking at the cars across the intersection. Car number 1, no turn indicator, so we assume that he's going straight. Oh look, he did. Car number 2, no turn signal. Oh, but turning. And car 3, no turn signal, but turning. And car 4, oh, the turn signal, but turned into the far lane. So close. Friday for dinner, we forgot to marinate the pork loin, so as soon as I could after school, I looked up a recipe. It had about an hour and a half to set. Turned out pretty good. Probably just needed a little bit longer. Melissa's main goal for Saturday was to get Christmas put away. That took a good chunk of the day, but we're back to our regularly scheduled life.
I read the second in a duology called To Shatter the Night by Katherine and Quinn, and I enjoyed it. It's hard to explain just based on how far it comes from the first book, but I would say that it is a YA kind of read-alike for the Fourth Wing series that's really popular right now by Rebecca Yarros. So if you're looking for something to tide you over, because Onyx Storm I think is got a long wait list, I would suggest To Shatter the Night, and the first book, whose name escapes me, check out Katherine Quinn. It's a little bit brutal, interesting magic system, characters that are flawed but find each other. I liked it.
For dinner on Saturday, we decided to try making some fried rice. I've made fried rice in the past, but we watched a YouTube video about why homemade fried rice never tastes like restaurant fried rice. I'll link it in the card in case you're interested in the base video. I didn't have all the ingredients, but I had similar ingredients that I've used in my own recipe. He said peas and carrots, and I had peas and green beans. Oh, and I didn't have scallions. I also didn't have fresh onions, so I reconstituted some. The biggest difference ingredients-wise was using day-old rice and velveting the chicken. It's a marinade for the chicken involving egg whites, salt, cornstarch, and baking soda, basically to bring out the alkalinity of the chicken. My one ingredient omission that, shall we say, might bring shame upon my fried rice is my lack of MSG. More shameful because I had some, I just didn't even look for it. Cooking style, the biggest difference was passing the chicken through a water boil to cook it instead of frying it. I don't know exactly what I did wrong to get this foam in my water pass through, but it worked. I think it turned out really good. I'll have to try it again with all the correct ingredients to see if I can get it even closer, but I'm really happy with my result.